So I actually played 7.5 hours after I saw it yesterday.
Yeah,
It's a couple hours.
it's
Trying to
optimal.
pump that up.
Last week, you guys managed to travel to Thaliost, or part of the party did. The rest of you are still on your way, though you'll be arriving very shortly. You decided it was safest to send a small party in, disguised, with fewer items on them that might be recognizable, and attempt to perform some reconnaissance before the whole party came in. Specifically, Eli, Karik, and Leroy made their way to Thalios ahead of time. Outside the gate, they noticed a bit of a riot forming, or having been formed, pestering the guards, blocking traffic, and Karik noticed a hooded figure leave the group without the guards noticing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I thought my internet dropped out, but it did not. I think OBS is just having difficulties. That's fine. So, Karik met this person the next day, while the others went to the House Orium Enclave, hoping to find shelter there. The figure revealed himself to be Damien, sort of in a high-ranking position in a rebellion of sorts here in Thaliost against the Silver Flame and against Thrain, as Thaliost was originally part of Ondair. You have now agreed to meet him again later at the Stormspire, south of Thaliost, and he has agreed to ensure that you are able to trade for a Wheel of Wind and Water and a Bound Elemental. And so, it is near the end of the day. Karik has, I believe, returned to the House Orient Enclave, where Leroy and Eli are, and the rest of the strangers have just pulled up outside the gate, and so we will start with them. Those of you in the Magic Fool Bus see a gate that is very familiar. The architecture is different from many of the other cities you've visited recently, but there is the standard set of guards outside, guards on the wall above, and a more well-equipped guard standing on a wooden platform outside the gate.
Oh, fuck us.
There is currently no traffic ahead of you. Do you slow down or stop, or just go right up to the gate?
Wait, who's in the cart again?
Everybody but Eli, Leroy, and Karik.
And Nola's driving, right?
Yep.
Oh god. This is
Who's
terrible.
Okay.
Making decisions.
The time has been taken, so you guys pull up to the gate.
Oh god. Yep.
Well, I mean, it would have been sus if we did a U-turn.
Yeah, I mean, you are in motion towards the gate and had to make a split decision.
Yep.
So,
who's talking?
Nala is currently in the driver's seat. Is anyone coming up outside while you pull up?
Oh fuck, I guess Nakarth is.
Okay.
Actually, no. Nakarth is gonna sit right behind Nala, but look out and like poke him in the mind, and we're gonna Cyrano de Bergerac this.
Wait,
Okay.
no, Faye's coming up front.
Okay.
Okay.
I was about to mention how we
Hey,
have
Faye's
Faye's
coming
coming
up
up
front.
and its charisma face out
As
here,
as the cart
but
as the cart pulls to a stop, to a halt even, the guards stop you with a hand out. They kind of step out in front of the cart to make sure you stop, and Nala gives them a wave to acknowledge that he's seen them, he's aware, and the cart slows. While the cart is coming to a stop, Faye moves up to the driver's seat alongside Nala. The guard on the platform addresses you. Your business here in Thaliost. As he's looking
Hello.
over the cart.
We are here to do a large-scale resupply. We've been traveling a long time, and we are just about out of food and stuff. So we've got to go in and stock up on provisions and perhaps get some new tools and such. I presume that'll be okay.
Roll me a deception check, please. Well, deception or persuasion, I guess that's technically correct, but
Do I get my advantage?
sure.
What do I hold? Is it shift?
You think it's alt? Either way, you could just roll it again. 15, cool. Wow,
Really?
I
something-
see. Where did you happen to be coming from?
Let's see. We were last about Deskaran.
I see. You must have taken quite a bit of time to get over here. We sent word to close down the gates not long ago.
Yes, we even got attacked along the way, so we're really hurting. So
I see. Well, I'm glad you made it here safely.
Sounds
Us
all
too.
too familiar.
So, a resupply. What is your business traveling through here, then?
well, we do. Let's see.
I ping him. Just tell him we're heading to Cloud Home.
What?
Does it not?
You kind of got muffled at the end.
Sorry. Tell him we're. I say we're heading. Tell him we're going to Cloud Home.
We're trying to make our
Stormhome?
way to.
But
Stormhome.
yes, my bad.
Nope, Cloud Home.
I
Sorry.
fucked it up.
That's okay.
Cloud home.
You guys would know.
Close
It's fine.
enough.
Yeah, we're aiming to make camp for a bit before eventually making our way to Stormhome on some business.
I see. Well, we don't have a very large port here, but I'm sure you'll be able to find at least some form of travel up that way. I wish you luck. Welcome to Thaliost. The guards step aside, and Nala drives the magic fool bus into the town.
I love this.
Dungeon Master?
Yes.
Do we still have a pair of war machines with us?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no.
Just making sure you take exception to that or forget.
Well,
I did forget. Thank you.
well, technically,
I'm so sorry,
you,
everyone
you
else.
only have one because Carrick was not there to move the other one.
Oh, shit.
Oh, so you would have left one behind at the last camp. Yep, that is true. So you have one war machine behind you.
One on War Machines.
Yeah. As you pull the wagon through the gate, they quickly say, "You'll have to leave that thing outside. Wouldn't want that going anywhere near any of our buildings. Just, I'm sure you understand."
I
Oh,
will
certainly.
walk the Warforged Titan off the side of the road a little bit and power it down.
Thank you very much. We will ensure that no one tinkers with it if it's here in our line of view. Very well. On your way.
On we go.
And so, you have arrived in Thaliost. The door you took is right next to a lightning rail, and you can see the lightning rail, and that it doesn't seem to stop at the gate here, but it goes farther into Thaliost somewhere. Also by the gate is a Golden Dragon Inn. Pretty large one, larger than usual. And seems like this is more of a shopping district than anything.
Well, in the corner of the party bus, Neko will slowly stretch out its little metal paws, yawn a little bit, and get up.
Adorable.
Adorable.
Real good boy hours.
Hmm.
Starts making biscuits on the floor. Wood chips fly.
Always good stuff.
You know we're about the biscuits here.
Oh yeah.
the best part of any animal. Wait.
What?
Oh heck,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Faye is offended by something ethereal out in the universe. She doesn't know what, but she's upset.
Suddenly feels less comfortable petting Neko.
Where are we bringing the
If
car?
no
Where are
one
we-
mentions
Oh, I
anything,
don't have
Nala
a
will
plan.
just... No, Nala is just driving in a straight line because no one has told him not to yet.
Do we just
we need some sort of
Should we
direction.
stop at the Golden Dragon?
let's
Driving into a corner,
We
looking
gotta
at
find
people.
somewhere to stay.
Nakarath will say, let's try to find some place that's not a golden dragon, please.
Yay, Nakara, my friend.
We have been
I'm
avoiding
trying.
Well, if we are looking for a place that's not a gold dragon, where do you suggest?
Well, I suppose we should have asked the guard on our way through. Fuck.
Man,
Were we
minimal
in the
source
cart?
of
Oh,
contact
wait.
is best.
Wasn't there a plan for to go to the Orient chapter house?
Do we in the cart know?
I don't
that
know
the
if anyone
Orient
told you.
exists?
There was only 2 casts of sending. I don't know if
Yeah,
that plan made it to you.
Does anyone here have sending to contact Leroy? No? Okay.
No.
Well, shit.
Oh fuck.
It is getting darker out as you have this conversation. The sun has just begun
Yeah.
to set.
Is there any kind of like town board? I don't know. A bulletin board with a list of places like
mean,
there was.
You haven't
in,
passed anything so far, but it's a very
Yeah,
big
okay.
town to be able to see something like that randomly.
All right. It was a fair try.
Yes.
Anyway,
It's just, just a very big town. You've not passed any plazas or courtyards or anything that might have something like that yet. You've just been traveling in a
Big-
straight line.
Big signs that say "in here."
Oh, you just passed an inn.
Strangers stop here.
Fine, I guess we'll just.
The Gold Dragon Inn is the big sign with it. They have the gold dragons on top, which are basically like their McDonald's golden arches. So it's the
God fucking damn it.
they're
Right.
everywhere
Literally
and
are
they can see.
McDonald's.
If we can't find any other place to stay, we might as well.
Yeah,
This is how they get you. They throw the advertisements at you as soon as you walk in.
Oh, it's easy. It's convenient. It's
I'm
right there. I
pretty
might as well sell my
It's
soul.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes, let me just sell my soul by getting a room at an inn. That'll work.
Sorry, what's this about selling souls?
Mm.
Oh my god.
The warlock would like to have a word.
Do I have a deal for you?
I know a guy.
True.
Faye has hopped back in the back seat at this point, but I'm asking, listen, where should we go? I think they were avoiding golden dragons, right? Because
We
Eli
have
doesn't
been
like
Yeah.
them.
avoiding
I'm
golden
fine with
dragons.
golden dragons. I think they're great.
You have a weird feeling in your mind that if Eli finds you guys at a golden dragon, he's gonna rant again.
Oh,
well,
Them, and they're not.
you might have to deal with it for a minute.
Dang,
You've-
it's cold.
It's too late. We don't know.
It's
any of these
always
places.
where is Eli and not how is Eli.
it doesn't take you guys very long traveling through the city before you see in the distance something massive to the east. It's not a building, but it's towering above the other buildings nearby. And as you get closer, it appears to be the largest bridge you've ever seen that just ends abruptly. It arcs up into the air, way taller than anything around it. Excuse me. Half a mile out over the water, and then just drops.
Wow.
And you can't see the base of it from here, but the fact that it towers over everything else around it is stunning.
It doesn't look similar to anything we've seen before.
It is larger than any bridge you've seen before.
Hmm.
It's a big bridge.
What, the
That is a
White
big
Arch
bridge.
Bridge?
Yes.
Oh.
I wonder where it goes.
Oh,
It looks like nowhere at the moment.
Doesn't seem very useful.
It
I
looks
guess
like
it's right
No.
into the river.
we know. We know this is about the this is the place where that bridge was taken out, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there it is. It's more impressive in person, but let's. Did we see the Orion chapter house? Right.
Where are we
Since no
exactly
one
at
has
this
given
point?
Nala any direction, I was like, eventually, if you guys just keep heading in a straight line, keep debating on where to go, Nala just points a figure and says, "Oh, look! That's the House Orion crest there."
Oh,
Oh shit.
let's go there.
Well, that's convenient.
I mean, you entered at the lightning rail and just went straight alongside it.
I was
Oh,
hoping to go
that
off
would
the
make
bridge and do a flip.
sense.
Amazing.
I forgot about the lightning rail being there.
Nothing at all.
Yes, that, perhaps they'll have a place that we can stay, like where we did with Tap.
At the very least, they likely have a warehouse where we can put the cart for the time
Yeah.
being.
Let's
I
get
would
in
hope
there.
so.
Maybe some
Oh.
supplies.
We might be able to have someone fix the Warforge outside if it's damaged.
Perhaps.
So you guys pull up to the Orion chapter house. There is a warehouse, which would be this large building here surrounded by a wall. Would you like to pull up to that building, or would you like to pull up more towards the lightning rail station and attached in? Or what are the other buildings that look more like office buildings?
We should probably talk to someone, right?
Just
Yeah,
would
let's
point
see
at
what the office
the
building.
office buildings and say over there.
Okay. Nala pulls up to one of them. One of the ones that looks a bit larger. And it is guarded. There are a couple guards standing outside the front with House Orion colors on their armor. Yes, can we help you?
Turn to Faye.
Yes, we're looking for lodging for the evening, and perhaps hoping that some of our friends may have made it here. But regardless, we do need a place to stay, and ideally store our cart here. as
Lodging
easy.
Lodging for the evening can be arranged at the inn or at one of the other many Gold Dragon inns around the city, if that's what you're looking for.
I believe we should tell
Motherfucker.
them who we are.
You say, what'd you say, Nikarth?
In your head. I believe you should
Oh.
tell them who we are and our connection to Aseo and da-da-da-da-da.
Ugh.
I don't know. Like, we're honorary members of House Orion. Right?
They're agents.
Agents. Okay,
Honorary
yes, we should tell them
agents,
what... Yeah.
We are the strangers. We're agents of House Orion. I'm not sure if that will make a
Oh,
difference in terms of what we're on.
My apologies. Let me go check inside. I'm sorry, I misunderstood the situation. And one of the guards waits with you while the other one heads inside for a minute.
There we go.
A few moments later, he comes back out, says, yes, we have received word of you and the recent ceremony that has brought you into our house. I must say, congratulations and welcome. Of course, we will provide, the house will provide lodging for you, and we can take care of your cart. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much.
Excellent. We may also have questions and
Of course.
about supplies and about the city.
Of course. I might suggest that if something is urgent, we can perhaps get in contact with some of our superiors, but it is quite late, and most of them have gone home at this point.
Just, we'd like to make an appointment, not too urgent.
Very well. I will make a note of that for tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
And you said, well, if you're staying at the local House Orion Inn here, then should be easy enough to get in contact with you and arrange that tomorrow.
Very well. We're looking for 2 more of our group. They came a little ahead. Did you see them?
No one stopped here with us, but you could check around.
Alright. If you see them, direct them to the inn, please.
Of course. So are we taking this cart in the warehouse? Is that what you were hoping?
That would be ideal, yes.
Very well. Nala hops down from the driver's seat, and one of the 2 guards hops up on it. And after you guys all exit it, taking whatever possessions with you would wish, he drives it into the warehouse, and the doors close behind it.
Well, that was easy. Now where the hell is everyone else?
It seems strange they didn't come here first.
Where the fuck is Leroy? He should send us a message.
Yeah, they're gonna wonder at some point. I think we might want to just check up here for now. It's no use going and wandering for no reason. So he might
Get
reach
a
out to
damn
us
drink at the bar.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We could take a small look around. It's not too late.
Nakarath,
I
Let's
will
check
go.
up here.
Nakarath gets
go
an urge to get a drink. That was just
Yeah.
the universe
go
sent it to him. Definitely not Leroy.
Cannon.
Nikarth goes, we're in
The
the city
crippling
again.
alcoholism.
Honestly, this isn't our character.
I need alcohol.
All right. So you guys make your way the short walk to the House Orion Inn, which is attached to the Lightning Rail station here. And upon enthusiastically entering, enthusiastically entering the building, not only in need of a fresh drink, not the same stuff you've been drinking for months, but also you're honorary members of this house. You deserve some recognition. And you immediately see at the bar Karik, Eli, and Leroy sitting, having food and whatever drinks they would have ordered.
Ah,
Well, I'll be damned.
Saying,
Wonderful.
see, the Silver Flame is inherently problematic. Oh, hello. Good to see
Hi.
you guys.
would have been great
Hello.
if you told us this place was here. We were kind of wandering around for a little bit.
Oh, were
yeah,
ya?
it's kind of-
I thought the Latin rail leading straight to it was kind of obvious, but like
We did not think of it. We are a little
next
stupid.
By chance.
don't be too harsh on yourself now, Nakareth.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm happy to have y'all here now.
Yes.
It's good to be back together.
We did have the cart stored in the warehouse.
We at the House Orion. They
Yeah.
were quite nice.
So I suppose they would be.
I certainly
mean,
hope.
I hope they would be.
I hope they are. We need to take care. Excuse me. Blech. We need to take special care of those horses. They've seen a lot.
I think horse therapy here. Not horse therapy, you understand, but for horses.
Oh, I see.
Horse therapy. I do not get why that is needed. They're just beasts.
Well,
Careful,
enjoy your
Draz.
feelings. I'm just a machine, after all.
I'm just a
has a point.
machine and life is a nightmare.
I don't know, Shirley. Some people in the party might have opposing opinions on how far how far animals' feelings really go.
Animals' feelings are the most important thing. Animals don't have the control like we do.
Speaking of animals, did you guys bring Juno?
No.
I swear.
Is Juno still in the wagon?
We ate him on the way in. We were quite hungry.
No, didn't Juno
We gave away
stay?
all our food to
No.
bandits,
No,
you know.
Juno was
so-
with us.
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Juno
Juno didn't come with us.
Juno waited with Leroy
Couldn't finish.
outside when you guys went to see the
Oh.
and then came with you later.
Yeah.
Probably.
I gotcha. I misunderstood.
Damn it. All right.
Juno's just sitting with the
Beat
Warforged
Juno.
Titan like a day away. Juno is currently like curled around the base of Eli's chair.
Has anyone ordered a crossbones here yet?
Wanna
No,
go
I
what?
meant to, but then I just sort of started drinking other things and forgot.
No, I asked if anyone
Weren't you,
ordered a crossbones.
weren't you
here
drinking motor oil? I think you were drinking motor oil last time.
Well,
Last
not
time we
motor
spoke.
Oil.
What's
Get
a
that
motor?
I don't know. He said he was drinking some oil.
Yes.
Yeah, the crossbones isn't very good, is it?
They so rarely are. A tad.
It's way too licoricey. I can't stand it.
Is not very good.
Oh,
Um,
yes. Hello.
Hello. My friend here would like a crossbones. Do you make that here?
Certainly. It's been a bit, but I can see what I can do.
Of course.
He pulls out a few ingredients, shakes them up together, pours it out into a glass in front of you, and then, like before, pulls out a wand, waves it over the top of the drink, and then just taps it on the rim, and 6 bones in a crossed pattern appear on the surface. Like latte art.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Thank you. Does seem
Oh, wait.
6th
Oh.
bone does not seem to fit.
Thank you.
Oh, my mistake. He waves the wand over it again, and that one disappears.
Oh, thank you. I give it to Nakareth.
Thank you. I sip it. And then chug it.
Telepathically, I say, well, I guess not here either.
It was worth checking.
Oh, how'd I do?
It seems as good as many I've seen.
Oh,
Nakareth, what do you think?
Quite good. Thank you very much.
Very good. That'll be 2 gold pieces, please.
Right.
That's the drink.
I think, let's see. How much gold does Nakareth have? Nakareth opens his purse, sees the 5 silver clinking around in there, and looks at Leroy.
Sorry, I got this for you.
Thank you.
I always forget that you don't carry money.
I happened to already have drank it all.
Yes, but that does make sense. Here you go. And I pull out 2 gold.
Thank you very much.
And,
Do any of the rest of you want
yeah,
anything?
fill it for yourself.
Oh, very much appreciated. Any of the rest of you want any food, any drink? Are you staying for the night?
We are staying. We are also agents.
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention that when we introduced ourselves.
Oh, I see. Well, that's very good then. He kind of pauses and just... It looks like he just kind of stares at the ceiling and starts to mutter something. And then a few moments later, he looks back at you and says, yes, that does seem to be correct. The guards over at the chapter house did mention your arrival. Very well, I apologize for misunderstanding. Welcome to the House Orient Inn, and, well, you'll have to pay for your own drinks. Food and board will be on us.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
How kind.
Thank you very much.
I'll have an ale and a sandwich of some sort of meat. please?
That'll be 1 silver piece total, please.
Oh, you got it.
And again, takes out a wand and like actually begins to cook a piece of meat on the counter in front of you, just with some sort of fire magic, and then serves it up on some bread with some vegetables, passes that over to you, and then pours you some ale.
Oh, that's the good shit.
Happy to be of service.
Something strong and something with meat. Please.
Certainly, coming right up. Strong. Disappears into the back room real quick. See, like, kind of looking over you, Dross, as you speak, and almost seemingly for the first time noticing that there are 2 Goliaths in here, and they're fucking giant. Disappears into the back room, and then comes out with what looks like the biggest turkey leg you've ever seen. Just sets that down in front of you, and then disappears back again, and comes out with just a whole bottle of wine, and sets it down in front of you. That would be 2 gold pieces.
Very well. Thank you.
Of course.
Picks up the turkey leg, just like home.
Imagine it's like between 2 fingers.
It's, I hope you enjoy it. We don't get that meat very often. It's from the Talenta Plains.
Most generous. He says in between huge bites.
Yes. It's a very tough meat, whatever it is, but doesn't taste bad.
Tell me,
Is it dinosaur meat?
what do you know of the Talenta Plains?
I believe that's where House Holanda is stationed. Yes, that's where all the gold dragon inns you see about the place. That, our competitors, one of them at least. All the halflings and their dinosaurs.
Yeah.
In that entire sentence, like Eli like rolls his eyes and also shudders and makes a weird face at the same time. Like it's a lot of emotions going on.
Roller
For
coaster
Eli.
right there.
Dross' eye, like one of his eyes, just drifts over, and
Just one
One
of them.
eye?
I guess I was thinking side eye, but one eye doesn't really make sense, does it?
One eye
other-
sounds
You have the
like
lazy
you're
eye,
like
you have
The
the
going
other
one
eye.
lazy eye kind of slides over. No, he just kind of tilts his head a tiny bit and glances over at Eli.
Eli
Let's see.
nonchalantly just like sips on his fucking whatever drink he ordered last time.
Sure.
We didn't say.
It didn't. I think he got like wine or some shit.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I remember you guys going up to tap before I switched to Carrick before, so you definitely ordered something.
Yeah.
All right.
Very well. It is...
Drusel.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Drussel's swiveling his stool a little bit and look at the 3 who were here first. Say, do you want to grab a table and have a little chat?
Yes.
See
that
what
would-
business you managed to rope up in town.
that would be
Sure
ideal.
thing.
As you say, grab a table, Tap kind of looks around you, Dross. Like, you're so large you're in the way, but he kind of like leans to the side to look at the tables around, and then quickly waves a wand, and you see a mage hand with a rag fly over one of the tables and just start cleaning it off.
It was very thoughtful of you.
Well, we take care of our Asians here.
Nice to be appreciated.
Of course. Thank you for your patronage. And he gives you a short bow.
Alright, I'll pick up my bottle and half-eaten leg and pull together 2 chairs.
Nala
Oh
just
my
sits. Nala sits on the ground at the head of the table, but he's so tall that he's still like his shoulders and head match up with the rest of you at the table. Drost is towering over everybody else sitting on chairs.
Yeah, after assessing the height difference, he will also take a floor seat.
Well, now we spend the next like 30 minutes explaining what happened last session to us, to
Okay.
them.
Quietly.
So now all the information has been passed back and forth.
Yay! What even is metagaming? Doesn't
Yay!
exist anymore.
Time saving!
Yay!
Does anyone have any reactions to this information?
I want to meet this fellow.
Yes, I believe we all can meet him. So did he say that there was a specific time he wanted to meet him at the Stormspire, or?
He said that he would be there all night.
So yeah, we can go tonight if everyone's ready.
Please,
Cool.
I want to get this ball rolling.
Did you
Just
tell them
so-
how many people to expect?
Yes, he's aware of who all's going to be coming.
I'll lean over a tiny bit towards Faye. Do you think you'll be fine with burning another city to the ground? Quietly.
Never again.
But that might be what's happening here.
If you mean committing a war crime and crashing ships, then that's what I'll never do again. But if you mean overthrowing someone like we did in Galt, then I'll do that as many times as it takes.
But in this sense, might get caught in the middle. It happens.
Well, think about what those same innocents go through every day under the silver flame. Look at me. Look at the shifters. At some point, it's one thing to do senseless violence to further our own goals, which is, we saw how that went. But if it's in service of weakening their hold, then, well, you know how I feel.
Alright. Just give a little nod. Just wanted to check.
I softened her gaze a little bit. She's, I appreciate you checking.
Nala sets down the bucket of ale he's been drinking.
Oh my god.
So, shall we... Sorry, what?
I was just memeing. Asked if they sell buckets of chicken.
Oh. So... Should we just head right over there, or am I being a bit too trigger-happy with this?
That might be preparation. We should probably make a shopping list before we actually get there. There's a unified front.
Yes, we do need to buy more food for the party.
Of course, and magical components.
And some food for the horses and and for my dog.
Of course.
And some food for the next group of bandits.
All right, listen.
Here,
I think I'm tasting too much salt in this here wine, sir.
Oh, Tap hurries over. Oh, sorry. Should I get you another? I'm not sure what I did wrong with this one, but
I apologize. It was a figure of speech
Oh.
to my good friend over here. This wine is amazing. Thank you.
Very well. Apologies for the misunderstanding. And he kind of bows as he walks backwards away from you.
Incredible.
Chance under his breath. Now he's too nice. It's slightly irritating. I need him to grow some backbone quickly.
Oh. I'm gonna roll a perception check to see if you heard that. You see, like, a single drop of oil roll down his temple.
Oh no!
Oh, wow. Is he having a press conference or something?
Oh, mother of God.
Amazing.
A single drop of oil.
Not from his eye, from his temple.
Yep, just a little bead of sweat. Single bead. Perfect. I'll just
We can
He's
hear a funny
just-
sound effect too.
He's just repeatedly cleaning the same spot on the counter. Awkwardly.
Aw, poor Tab.
Oh,
He'll
leave
be
the poor
fine.
guy
He'll
alone.
be fine.
Oh my god, you're bullying him.
He'll be fine.
He's just an NPC.
He's just a warforged. They're replaceable.
Jesus
Wait
Christ.
a second.
This is
This sounds like you're fixing to meet Lee Rob.
Alright. Let's go find a dude.
Is anyone else worried about the horses?
So
Okay.
Well, I'm sure they'll
They'll
take
be
care of
fine.
them. They know what they're doing here.
like the
If
horses with the
possible,
goat.
could we please get
I
some
think-
kind of mirror or scrying orb when we can?
I think I might go check on the horses. Nala just gets up and walks out the door.
Okay, well, bye, Nala.
Bye.
I think Nala's been spending too much time with them horses.
me
I'm
too.
other split concerns, honestly.
He's turning less to a person and more into a horse person.
It's kind of personal.
Someone's got it.
I need to invent the custom horse totem for Nala next.
Oh my gosh.
Steed totem, something.
There's like an elk or something, but
Stallion.
Welcome back, Lemmy.
Find it.
A couple things have changed.
yeah, your battle cry is now just a neigh. You're welcome.
But your push, carry, drag has quadrupled.
Of course.
No.
You can now lift the magic full bus. Congratulations. Nala,
you
Nala
can
goes
now
from
be
driver.
paddled.
Yeah. Nala goes from driver to being the
Now
one to
we're
pull.
sad.
Yeah. He takes the place of all 8 horses.
You don't have damage resistance anymore, but you do have advantage on drag checks.
Anyways, Nala is gone for now.
Okay.
Alright,
Nala.
let's go take a look. This couldn't get weird at all, could it? No.
Okay, so are you guys heading where? Out of town now, or somewhere else in town? I was kind of confused here.
Where's the dude? Yeah, where is he?
He's at the
you
storm
doing?
fire.
Good social. Stay there.
We're trying to meet Edgelord Elf, right?
Fuck, I'm muted. We're gonna go see Damien.
Yes.
Who?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good to hear.
Well, you were making a
Thanks,
shopping list, so I
Nakara.
got confused.
Well, did we want to buy food first so we don't have to come back to the city?
It's late at night.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
do that
Everything's
later.
basically closed, right?
Well, they said, yeah, they said the house people are kind of like in bed already, so assumedly shit's not open.
Yeah, things are closing. I don't think tonight's gonna be a good time to get a deal on shit. So
Although technically, if we just dip into the warehouse and help ourselves, that's a good deal.
yeah, I
That
don't
is a
like
good
that.
deal.
I don't think we need to draw unnecessary attention.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
I
You've
kind of
never
agree
been
with
before.
Faye over here.
But yes, we should probably just spend more than one day in the city.
I mean, we're
Remember
going to have
me.
to if we wish to craft, and they know we're only passing through, basically.
Oh, don't tell me the goody two shoes doesn't want to steal anything.
Yes, I would prefer not to.
Ah,
Hey. No stealing. Not while I'm here.
why?
It seems
Because
you're,
it's unfair to the people that, need those supplies and whatnot.
Yeah, but what if
Unfair
they
to
don't?
them.
It's unfair to us not to have them.
Milos is like, what the fuck?
Milos is like, well, I've got a certain pair of gloves that can help with this, and I'll pull off what looks to be nothing on my hand and suddenly materializes into a glove once it's off my hand, and
Oh,
then slip it back on as it disappears.
well,
The
that's
fuck?
very nice.
Wait, what is that?
I made myself a pair of gloves of thievery, just in
Oh.
case we run into any locks that we might need to circumvent while we're here.
well, that's useful.
That's perfect.
Yeah, well done.
I might turn them back
Hell
into a
yeah.
cat though. So
What are we doing? Are we moving through the city right now?
I assumed you guys were still sitting at the table chatting because no one mentioned that you
Yes,
started
we
leaving.
are.
Yeah, because we were gonna try to meet up with their contact, Damien. But I wasn't sure if we were actually moving to meet him yet, or if we were still sitting.
I vote to
Go
move.
to the storm spire.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Gareth, let's go.
Okay.
Then they win.
It is much darker out than when you got into the Orion Inn. There are everlasting flames on a bunch of the buildings nearby, lighting up the streets so that it's easy enough to see, although you notice as you walk that a good number of the alleys in the area are not well lit at all. Only really the main roads are well lit.
Wow.
Though
Damn.
it is very quiet at this time of night, to the point that you can hear the lightning rail as you're passing by it, the gentle hum of the electricity running across it and the elemental energy coursing within it. But they have built paths that cross over it safely, so you're in no danger while you're not trying to jump the track like you have been in the past. It is quite a journey from here on foot. And you guys have all been either traveling for the day or doing other things for the day. So I will say, can everybody make me a Constitution saving throw to make a long walk late at night after a full day's work?
I suppose.
Eli is being carried by someone.
Eli and
Oh.
Drost and Karik all
I
get
probably
one
rolled
level of
fortune on
exhaustion.
two.
Ooh.
That is-
Baby.
That is the lamest Constitution saving throw I have ever.
Yeah, that's a 2 + 7. Holy shit.
I mean, look at my
Okay.
worst, most inconsequential nat 20 of all time.
Yeah.
it's a mood.
Reno's
So
also
you're-
exhausted. I don't know how
Correct.
that will make her be, but like,
her speed is no. The first one is disadvantage on ability checks, right? Speed half to second.
she doesn't do
I
ability
think
checks.
so, yeah.
So she's probably fine.
So
I mean,
she's fine.
she's feeling tired,
fine.
but it won't have a ton of effect on her in general. But the rest of you with
Tries
that,
to sleep all the time.
yes, that is disadvantage
girl.
still. Double check that. It has been a bit. Yes, disadvantage on all ability checks, not saving throws, not attack rolls. Or I guess attack rolls are ability checks, right?
Nope.
Nope, that's level 3. You're right. So just ability checks. Okay,
Okay.
but you've now made it out of the town, or you're about to, but the gate is closed and there are guards at it, and they look at you puzzled. This is the southern gate, a different gate than you entered through. Unless you would like to go through the western or northern gate, that's up to you guys. I didn't ask.
Oh, maybe we should
Oh
have done
no,
this.
definitely southern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys head to the southern gate. The guards are very puzzled to see you here, and these are different guards, because this is a different gate, even though it wasn't that long ago. Yes, can we... why are you leaving the city this late at night without even a vehicle? Where do you plan to go at such a time?
Look at Faye.
I mean, look at fucking Eli.
Tell them we're gonna.
Well,
we're
That's a really interesting question. You see, the thing is, I have my father's pocket watch that I take with me, and it's my lucky trinket. You see, because when I have that on me, all of our sales go well, all of our adventures go well. We don't get jumped. It's really nice. But you see, when we came in earlier this day, I seem to have misplaced it. So I was bringing my friends along because, I'm kind of small and I don't want any big creatures coming after me. And I was bringing my friends along and I was thinking we could go walk around back down the path and see if I can find my father's pocket watch.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I
Persuasion?
can certainly do that for
Or
you, sir.
deception. They're the same to Eli, it doesn't matter. Roll me a
They're
charisma
the
check.
same thing.
Literally the same. It's gonna be a 22.
22?
Yeah. Okay.
Roll me a 22.
He rolled a natural 1. Well,
Aw, damn.
I suppose that makes well enough sense. Not the time I would have picked, but hey, if it's your lucky trinket and you can't go a night without it, I guess I understand. So, the other guard looks at him like, "Are you kidding me?" But he's like, he kind of like shrugs, and he opens the gate for you.
Thank you very kindly.
Just careful out there, and if you see anyone shifty looking, just run first and come immediately to us and tell us.
We will run straight towards you. Don't you worry about a thing.
Very well. May the silver flame be with you.
From the back of the
And also
group,
with you.
you just hear Trust go, "Ah, shifty, get it."
Okay.
I don't get it.
So, you guys maintain your travel south to the Stormspire, which is another couple miles away from here. It takes you a bit of time because some of your party is not feeling great about the journey at this time of night after so much work in the day. But you manage to make it there regardless. And the Stormspire doesn't appear to be active right now. And you don't see anybody around it. And it is an incredible sight once you come upon it. It is just a ridiculously tall tower, far taller than the, missing the word, airship dock that was in Passage.
You gave us a bigger building to knock down. No.
It has, it almost looks like, this is anachronistic, but it looks like a very large radio antenna. It's got the multiple spires sticking at the top that have other spires forming off of them, almost like a very large, very angular metal tree that is more organized rather than just jagged random directions.
Does it look something like a tower made by a person named Eiffel?
No, it is one large beam up the middle and then a bunch of things. It literally looks like a radio tower. It's just one giant beam going straight up with a doorway at the base. That's not part of a radio tower. And then a bunch of, antennas sticking off the top in different directions.
Okay.
I would suggest Leroy contact Damien.
Sure. Yes, I have had something of a rest today. Hello, Damien. I should probably cast a spell, shouldn't I?
I should first ask. I don't think Leroy has come in contact with Damien. You only know his name,
correct.
So that adds a check to it or something, right?
If the person has been depending on my level of familiarity, there's a roll involved.
Okay. Sending.
I'm not so good at rolling dice.
Do. No, you have to be familiar with them to even cast it in the first place. A creature with which you're familiar. You never met him.
I might have homebrewed that one.
I think so. Yes.
For our campaign. Yeah.
So Leroy has never met the man. He only knows the name, and so he cannot cast sending to him.
Shit.
That's all right. I'm sure we can just knock on the door.
I will just
press T.
step up and tap my hammer against the door a few times.
Is there even anything that looks like a door?
Yes.
Okay.
Despite me describing it as a radio tower, it's much larger in all directions. It's much wider. Think of a combination between a lighthouse and a radio tower, that width, but with a radio tower's proportional height.
Protrusions.
Yes.
So much girth.
It's a massive tower. So you knock at the door, which it looks tiny in comparison to the rest of this tower. Almost ridiculously so, and from a distance you couldn't pick it out. It was only when you came up upon it that you could see it at all. You knock at the door. For a moment there's no answer. And then Karik, going down the list of everyone with high perception, you hear, because it's half the party, hear some shuffling about inside.
Trust, who does that here? Hello?
Someone coming.
The door creaks open and stops at a couple chains holding it back, and an eye looks through the door.
Joss just leans down and puts his face in the crack.
It's just really, it's a funny image.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Drost, a crossbow bolt comes out of the door up towards your face. What is your AC?
Into your eye.
Oh, never
18.
mind. They rolled a natural 20.
Ha!
Imagine
Oh.
AC matter.
Drost takes 20 points of piercing damage to the face.
Jesus Christ!
Nice.
What? That is a crazy crossbow.
It was a
That-
crit, and I rolled near max damage on it.
That's amazing.
My God.
Whoa.
As
How wide is
as somebody knocks at the door, these people are very cautious, and it was not their contact that they first saw at the door, and so they fired through it.
How wide is the
Bold
door?
move.
About an inch. How wide is the door itself, or the crack in the door? at the
Or
moment?
no, the crack. Yeah.
The crack is about an inch wide at the moment. They have just opened it up to
Uh,
like a chain on the inside, and they're looking through it.
So not wide enough for a big asshole like me to reach through.
Nope.
No. And then the door closes, and you hear some very muffled words inside, and then lots of footsteps.
Oh dear. Sorry. We have business with Damien. This is a big misunderstanding. Trust. Are you okay?
Trust is shaking his head and like
It's just like,
wiping away blood.
yeah, a crossbow bolt like through Drost's cheek at the moment. He's just like
It
bit
just
down on
looks-
it with his jaw.
He just
Okay,
looked
casting
calmly over.
Wounds.
I might kill someone. I might not. I haven't decided.
All right.
So
Well,
there-
let's hold that thought. Let's hold that thought.
To be fair, you could have spoken, Drost.
I did speak. I said hello there. What else is that supposed to mean?
Without leaning
Yeah.
down menacingly, Drost.
How else am I
Next
supposed to
time,
lean
instead of
down?
saying
I'm
hello there,
fucking
you should
tall.
say hi there. Because hi is pretty casual.
The door
It always
Maybe
works
you
opens.
for
should
me.
introduce yourself.
The door opens again.
Right into your wounds.
Ah,
This time, a different eye looks through it, and then scans around real quick. Sees Karik, and then goes wide, like, oh. These are the ones that were supposed to meet us here, y'all. This is... I'm terribly sorry. And then the door closes, the chain rattles, and the door gets thrown open again, and you see Damien there with several other half-elves behind him.
Well,
Out of
hi
character,
there.
real quick.
Hello.
Out of character real quick.
Milos, did you mean to cast on top of mine?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I had said that I might have been quiet though.
Okay.
I like the identical healing. It's perfect.
Well,
Okay.
mine is a 9. I accidentally hit the crit button.
Oh, okay.
I think that works. It's probably. I think that's
It's
all.
still
he did.
21
Yeah, perfect.
total.
As the healing hits him, Joss will just grab the shaft of the arrow and fucking rip it out.
Yep. It's a crossbow bolt, so there's not even a head to it. It's just... Yeah. Oh, I am terribly sorry. You understand, we're very, very cautious about all this, and I had them looking for... I described your face to them, Karik, and they were on the lookout. I rushed down immediately upon hearing there was commotion, and I apologize for my, friends' actions.
Point of order, DM.
Yes.
What side of this building is the door on relative to the city?
I mean, are you talking cardinal
How far away?
directions, or what do you mean relative to the city?
Pointing towards or pointing away from would
Okay.
probably be much more useful than cardinals.
It is
yeah?
pointing towards the city, yes.
Okay. And how far away is it?
A few miles.
Oh, never mind. I'm not worried. We didn't have torches.
Milos
Nah.
is just stumbling through the dark to try and walk the few miles to the storm
Okay,
spire.
Eli's having Juno like be your guide dog.
Now, I hate to ask this of you, right after we injured one of you. I'm terribly sorry about that, big guy. I hope you understand. Were you followed? Were you careful?
I don't believe so.
I did
Okay.
not notice.
Does answer both of our questions, actually. Your questions, rather.
Careful, no. Followed, also likely no.
That's good. They likely won't mess with us here. They need this place working, but it's best if they don't know who is here, specifically. And, well, we've made it clear that if they come close, there will be some fried guards.
They know we came this way, and that is all.
Oh, I
The
see.
guards just know we're looking for a trinket along the path.
Ah, they bought that.
Yeah, my grandpappy's pocket watch. It's my lucky pocket watch, you know.
Huh!
I have a way with words.
This one will not stop talking about his grandpappy.
My grandpappy's great.
Yeah,
Well,
because
bring it
your
up fairly
grandpappy's
often.
half made up.
If you manage to talk the guards into something like that, I wonder what you could talk our politicians into.
Probably giving up their souls.
Ha!
Hey,
We can only
I'm not
hope.
like that.
I know
like
you're
that.
not, but you could.
You
Hey.
probably make it so the politicians give all the bandits free food.
I'm not like that, unless...
All right, listen, Miss Salt Pants.
Miss?
Sorry, Mister. I forgot that we're not playing the one shot.
So, nice to meet all of you. Which one is the changeling?
That would be me, Damien.
Ah.
Faye, pleasure.
Very nice to meet you. We hope to rectify what they have done to your people.
Well,
It's a terrible thing.
very glad to hear that. You have my help wherever you need it.
Of course, and ours, yours.
Where are you all at with that at this point? What's your situation?
Well, come inside. Let's close the doors and let's talk upstairs. You will all notice upon entering that there is no staircase. It's just an empty room. And there is seemingly no ceiling above you. Sorry, this is a bit of a, just prepare yourselves. I don't know how to describe this other than, well,
Magic.
he snaps his fingers and a gust of wind starts to blow upwards and you all start hovering up slowly. And everybody make me a dexterity saving throw, or actually acrobatics check. Let's go with that. Acrobatics check to see how well you maintain yourself in the air while wind is just blowing you directly upwards. Carrick,
remember, some of you have
yes. Some of you have disadvantage. Carrick, please make it at advantage.
Fuck me.
So I'll do a straight roll.
Can I use Step of the Wind to recover
Um,
and get advantage?
Don't you wish that you were a halfling right about now?
All right, Carrick is fine. Carrick actually, as soon as the wind starts moving you up, you like are in full control, and Leroy is as well. The rest of you managed to stay upright, and except Nakareth, who, let's see, you said you wanted to do some monk shit. Sure, spend a key point on Step of the Wind and re-roll it. I'll allow it. Okay, you're fine too. Everyone else is a little unsteady, like it's their first time on a moving boat. You haven't gotten your air elevator legs yet, but you don't like start spinning in the air end over end or anything like that. The rest of the people here, the other half elves and Damien, are similar to Nakareth and Leroy. Not Nakareth, Carrick and Leroy. Too many similar sounding names. In that they just are in full control, almost like gracefully hovering up with perfect posture. Well, now that we're all in the air, he snaps his fingers again, and you accelerate upwards. This is a bit of an uncomfortable feeling for pretty much everybody but Carrick. Despite this being something you may or may not have experienced, Carrick, you find you have a bit of a natural knack for it. And soaring through the air is something you've experienced through your own magic as well. You get pushed very quickly up, and it goes by so fast, and you're just in a metal tube. You have no idea how high you have just traveled or how quick you're actually going. You only have the feeling of momentum to guide you. And then a moment later, you It's almost like the brakes are applied suddenly, but through the air. Like the air itself is forcing you down, and you slow down, and you reach the top of the tower, and you all get pushed outwards onto a platform at the top. Like you were shot out of the top of a tube, and then slowly settled down onto the floor above it. Well, it's good we all made it up. No injuries? Good. So it can take a bit of getting used to, but it looks like everybody maintained themselves. And you are now up very high in the air, and you can see the whole town from here and quite a distance all around, despite the darkness.
I'm not a fan of that.
The branches, the antenna of this tower reach out in each direction like a spindle. You can see them much clearer from here. There are the large structures, yes, but now that you're closer, you can see smaller structures too that you couldn't see from the ground. Different little spindles of metal pointing in different directions, and there's occasionally just little bits of electricity arcing from each of the smaller ones to the larger ones.
What a view.
Indeed. Never gets old, really. You should see it when it's in action. If you stay long enough, maybe you will. Welcome to the only Stormspire in Thrain. Hopefully, soon to be... Well, hopefully they won't have any Stormspires left. And all of them will be in Ondair. So, you had a question. Where are we with this situation? Unfortunately, we have been struggling for quite some time. I mean, it's only been a few years, but it's felt like much longer than that. We've not made much headway. The Silver Flame rules with an iron fist, and we have amounted to nothing more than a nuisance, even with the power of the Stormspire. I am hoping that you are the winds of change, here to put us on a new course. A course that will lead to our victory.
The Winds of Change. That might be a better name than the Strangers.
Oh, feel free to take it, especially if you are, especially if you're victorious here. Let's put that on it.
I like that.
Honestly, it's pretty good. There's a motivator. Joking aside.
Now we want to win.
What's their present like here? Is all of the guard? Obviously, you know I have special. I've got a special
Talents.
consideration here.
Of course.
I'm not sure if I told you we've fought off Catalina of the Flame twice now.
I still
Bronze
can't
Eye.
entirely believe that, but you seem earnest enough, and that scares me. But, like I said, that is incredible, and one of the reasons that I am very hopeful that we will be victorious here.
I will see her die by my hand, but that's besides the point.
But anyway,
He kind of elbows one of the half-elves near him and says, I like this one.
I would like to lure her here.
What was that?
I would like to lure her here. I don't like that she keeps getting away.
I think she'll chase us here.
She's not our first concern right
I
now.
I feel like she's gonna show up at some point anyway.
When
Especially when
we
she gets here.
when we start making noise, we've already thwarted her twice. She's not gonna want to let us go a third time.
Well,
She has too much pride at stake.
You
So-
mean she's thwarted us, and we're not gonna let her go a third time?
We have escaped her grasp. It doesn't matter if...
She's escaped our grasp.
Yes, that is truly the reality of the situation, but I believe she sees the world through a different lens.
yeah, that she does, yes.
Where she can never be wrong and is always just on the grasp of victory.
Well, that's true. I was also thinking more of a racist lens, but you're correct there as well.
I mean, when you think you're never wrong, it's very easy to be racist.
Yes, indeed.
Let's see. Who is the Silver Flames chief official in Zaliost? What
Well-
key players are we working with?
They tend to rotate in and out. They haven't given us much of a they haven't given us the honor, if you can call it that, of having a chief official in the area. They just rotate their paladins through here. I suppose we're not important enough for them, but we'll show them that the error of their ways. They have the Tower of Judgment here, in the Knights of Thrain garrison, and pretty much all of them rotate through there. That is their seat of power here, and anyone sitting at the Tower of Judgment, at the very top of it, is considered to be controlling Daliost.
Tell me more about the tower.
Well, it's he moves up very close to you, Faye, and like shoulder to shoulder with you, then kind of points so that you can see down his arm as well. If you look at that tower right there, and you do see one tower that is on this side of the city, dwarfed by this storm spire, but still towering over the rest of the city. Not as tall as the bridge, though. It's a very sharp-looking building. It's very much like a chess piece. Like it kind of curves up into a point at the top, and then flattens out again. It looks imposing. There are several buildings scattered around the base of it, with a tall wall encasing the buildings and the base of the tower. That would be... Sorry?
Do you want the building removed or just someone removed from it? Either is possible.
Well,
Both sounds good, because remove their symbol of power.
I knew I liked this group. Yes, that is exactly what I was thinking. If we topple their structures and show that, well,
Well,
a real show of force. Oh, well, I'd love to hear that. If we show a real show of force here in Daliost and show that we're not to be messed with and really take them down a notch, I'm hopeful that we can push it over the edge from there.
My one consideration would be that we have to make sure that the entire area surrounding that tower is vacated before it comes down.
Thankfully, it looks like it's contained in there, doesn't it?
I am not much of an engineer myself, but I would hope that depending on how we take it down, a lot of the destruction would be contained within the walls. But as I said, who knows if it could tilt one way or another and land on some other buildings.
Let's engineer that when the time comes, but
Yes.
my stance is...
You still hope to become part of another country.
Yes, our homeland, Undair.
Do you need assistance from that country? Have you spoken to people there? Do they support you?
It's rather hard to get communication out of here at the moment, though we've managed to send some messages by sending.
What if they are afraid of war, of judgment with the Silver Flame?
Yes, that is indeed one of the things holding us back at the moment. It is part of the treaty that has created peace between all the countries that this town, this city of Thaliost, is now part of Thrain. Obviously, us residents of Thaliost disagree, but the Silver Flame is very insistent on following that treaty, and, well, I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking for an excuse to kick things off again. Start their crusades, start claiming more land for their religion.
So what do you want here? You want an uprising? You want...
We need it to be clear that this is coming from the people of Thaliost.
Okay. You're taking the responsibility, understood.
Indeed. I am willing to
Then
take full responsibility for my homeland.
Wonderful.
But then
Then
the
we
house
were never
likely
here.
should not be involved, correct?
Who should not be involved?
The house. The house is cross borders. They cannot be seen taking this side of a conflict, yes?
Oh, they're not Orion.
No, they're not Orion. They're House Lorandar.
Rendar.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a bit of a tricky situation.
Are you-
Fortunately. Yes?
You got it.
Fortunately, they rely on us here in Thaliost for their agriculture. They would not be able to produce enough food for such a large city without the aid of House Lorandar. So they don't mess with us here. But yes, it does put a bit of pressure on Lorandar, and that is unfortunate, but They know that it is not House Lorendar doing this specifically. It is the people of Thaliost who work for House Lorendar here. So they must know that we are involved. It's obvious. But they need to be quite careful, despite how they normally rule things with an iron fist. If they were to exert too much force over us, it would cause a problem for their food supply. So, it is my responsibility to take on such a role. I am in quite a position of privilege where I can be in a spot of power and have the ability to start such a revolution, with them having to be a bit more cautious around me.
The house might sanction punishment against you to avoid a war.
It's possible. I am willing to accept that if it comes to that. But so far, our mishaps have been on the record just mishaps. If a storm just happens to form around Thaliost in the shape of the wall, who would believe that? It's just an error. We were just trying to be careful not to rain lightning on the town, and by accident we hit the walls instead.
Oh, was that lightning damaging the walls?
It was not damaging the walls, but it was, there are guard patrols on the tops of the walls.
I understand.
We like to put them on edge. That's all we've really managed so far. It's unfortunate. We've caused various nuisances around everywhere, but we've managed to avoid murder so far. That would certainly get us in hot water. And, well, we've been wary to start anything that serious without the power to back it up and see it all the way to victory, but I am hopeful that you all are that power we've been seeking.
Bringing down the Tower of Judgment will certainly involve murder.
I know. And like I said, I'm willing to take responsibility for this.
Okay.
I will recommend, though, that if we are to do this and you are to be involved, that you have a bit of an escape route planned.
Oh, of course.
Don't worry, we have other contacts here.
Very good.
Make sure the craft is ready before we begin on this, yeah?
We are well suited. Now, I would also like to discuss a deal, per se.
Yes.
No.
You need force, arms, capable people. We can be that. We could use a letter of recommendation. We need to get some information from someone in your house who does not know us, who may not want to give it.
I see. Well, what is the nature of this information? What do you... Forgive me if I'm asking too much, but I'm curious. And it will help if I am forming this letter properly.
I do not remember the name.
What are you thinking of, Drost?
Does anyone here actually take notes?
Yeah.
I have not been taking notes that long.
Completely out of character. We're supposed to go get information on the demon lord from the dragon that likely does not want to give it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
you just want him to get
the,
us an audience with this guy so that we can grill him about the dragon shit?
Well, an audience with, or at least like a letter of recommendation to the dragon guy, so maybe we'll be a little more like lenient. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't think he'll want
know...
to. Never mind.
Yeah, sorry. We don't know that the dragon is necessarily a high-ranking member of Lyrandar. That was an Asayo thing particularly.
Okay.
But if we could get in with Lyrandar, we might be able to explore the town more freely.
Okay.
That's still worth it, yeah. Political favors are always good.
Do you remember the name of the person?
We don't have the name of the dragon. No,
oh, we don't? Okay.
They don't have a dragon. Asayo referred to them as a just another dragon who was more recalcitrant about interfering with the course of history. And he's more of a radical in that he's willing to push things in the right direction in order to follow the prophecy in the best direction.
Oh yeah, Asaya. It's like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe that this other dragon is, they are a member of the chamber,
Yes.
I think. And his exact words were, "Take care in your interactions with this dragon." Oh no, sorry, that was the traveler. And we read it anyway, so that's not important. But yeah. Oh, maybe this guy isn't part of the chamber. We didn't get a lot of information on the dragon over Stormhome, just that their political views differ, and that we need to go get that information if possible.
From his library, yeah.
We need to make contact with I believe, high-ranking member of society in Stormhome and browse something in his personal library. But we need a way. We need a letter of introduction to this person. So I do not know who in Stormhome you know who may be able to make a meeting happen.
Well, that's a good question. How high-ranking are you looking to go? Because Stormhome goes all the way to the top.
Indeed, the top of House Lyrandar.
Yes.
Well, we have had talks with the heads of houses before, but that is not necessary.
It will likely be somebody who is long established, but not in the public eye so often.
Long
Yes,
established,
like a clerk.
not in the
well-known
public
clerk.
eye.
Or, second in command.
It may not necessarily be an official member of the house either, but they will have a great deal of influence.
A close advisor, perhaps.
It does not. You do not need to pull a name immediately.
That is our eventual goal. If you could introduce us to someone who could introduce us to someone like that, that would be enough.
I see. Well,
We just need the lead.
there are some names in House Lyrandar that are more famous internally, if that makes sense. People only that would be famous to those of us who care about their work, who care about, great captains of our ships. The rich folk who visit there don't care about who drives them so much as just how good the accommodations are.
That's fair. I assume a captain would hold a great deal of respect. And that'd be a good way to keep your personal library hidden. He adds under his breath.
I don't know any of these great captains directly that hold influence, but I do know one of their first mates. I can get you in contact with Matsia de Lyrandar. Like that.
Spell. But, Matsia.
Sounds very notable.
And was that day or duh?
D apostrophe Lyrandar.
All right.
Figured, I just wanted to check.
Sure. That's good to check. She is first mate to Captain Alistair de Lyrandar.
Oh, we know that name. Oh shit, we know that name.
Do we do?
Or maybe he's reusing a name. And is Alistair spelled
One L or two?
what? Oh, that way. Sure. I got none of those internal letters correct.
I probably butchered it with the voice I'm doing, but yes.
No, it's fine. I know an Alistair who's Leist.
Oh.
Oh, Lester.
Yes. I won't be able to hold much sway over him, but Matsuya and I go, well, back to when we were children.
And who should we say is sending us?
Well, I think I'm writing a letter for you all. Is that correct?
Yes.
I suppose
yes.
I'll save the letter writing until after we... Well, let's see. It's tricky because...
Until we've made some progress.
Well, if we've had a victory here, then you can steal the name that I have, accidentally given you, the Winds of Change, and then I will write a recommendation to the letter to the Winds of Change. But if you're making a quick escape at that point, then it'll be hard to write a letter. I'll write 2 letters.
One with the strangers and one
have
with
it
the
ready.
winds.
Indeed.
My
We can
God.
grab it at a moment's notice.
And I'll send that on its way. Well, I suppose it'll be less of a written letter and more of a sent message. I don't need to do any writing at all. If it's to make its way there before you, it needs to be magical. I'll work it out. I'll work that out on my own later. Either way, letter of recommendation to First Mate Matsuya.
Let fellas stay alive then, eh?
Absolutely. Well, I won't be surprised if... I won't be surprised if I don't see much freedom after this, so I'll do what I can while I can, and I'll make sure this message gets to Matsuya on less of an official note and more of a personal note. I'm sure my official name won't hold much weight for very much longer.
Oof.
Hero. It's not Mystic Kid.
Sometimes
So-
that is price of change.
So the tower. You mentioned briefly before that you have a bit of a history with demolition.
Yes.
Eli
Yes.
looks very surprised.
Unfortunately.
I telepathically say to him later, not now.
I'm sure we can do a better job that time.
I see.
Oh,
Well,
very sure.
do you have any advice then? What should we do here? Honestly, I have had some time to think about this, but it's, I only met you all just now and met Carrick a little bit earlier. I've only had less than a day to work on this plan.
Well, first question is, how strong is the sewer system under the city? Nakara says, looking at his nails very intently.
The sewer system.
Oh, pre-built undermining, you see.
I see. We don't have a super extensive one here in Thalios. There's a bit of one, but it's more from the wealthier districts out into the Sound. I'm sure.
Not so much under
Well,
tower.
I'm sure the Tower of Judgment would be considered wealthy enough, but I'm not sure how old it would be. Considering they constructed all that recently, even that might be well guarded and also well fortified.
This perhaps will be more difficult than our last job then.
It will. Let's see, where can we start?
Well, what is the geography of the Tower of Judgment like? How is it arranged?
So if you look, you can see it clearly from here. There's pretty bright moonlight out tonight, and it's a clear sky. The ground around it is slightly raised, like it is on a bit of a man-made hill. Not very large hill, but just so there's a slope down the sides from the base of the tower to the buildings around it, and then around those buildings is a very tall wall, maybe 20 feet high. That is this kind of shape here. I think it's not quite a pentagram because I think there might be one more node in here, but yes. Big wall around it. Yes. And then the giant tower erected up from there. It does not appear to have any... with you, Karak, with your eagle eyes, or whatever they're called, I'm sorry. can see no windows on the outside of it. But then the platform on top of it has a roof overhead, so it's not just a flat platform. It's almost like somebody just stuck a gazebo on top of a chess piece.
Huh.
But taller and larger, you know.
So, how tall is the tower itself compared to like the surrounding area?
It towers over the surrounding area, but it is not taller than the bridge to the east. Roll me an investigation check to just like compare the heights of the buildings around it and see if you can kind of make an estimate of the height. It's pretty difficult from this angle and perspective, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
Somewhere, I'd say you'd still get an estimate. It would just be a rough estimate. Somewhere between 5 and 15 stories.
Gotcha. I guess what he was trying to discern is if it were to be toppled, would it go past the wall and into civilian households?
Oh, that's a little bit easier to tell, yes. Owing to its raised position and not that much distance between it and the walls, it would likely hit, maybe up to like here, maybe like 3 buildings around it or so if it were to fall in one of those directions.
Damn.
Now, hold on. If we're trying to send a message, there's always doing some sort of destruction from within, even if it ends up blowing the crown off or breaking it halfway.
That is option 2. Option 2 is
I like that.
explosives.
Yes, that might be very effective. Not to topple the tower, but to leave it standing but broken as a reminder that we broke it.
And to kill whoever's at the top.
Indeed.
And leave the base intact. It's people.
Regardless,
Yes.
it seems like there's not much creativity. There's a limit to the creativity here. What we are really going to need is absurdly high-grade explosive.
And a way in.
That. Well, I have some ideas there.
If I may. Sorry, my gears are turning a bit here. No offense. He kind of holds a hand out to Leroy.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Now
I'm
giggles.
I like you, David.
Now that I think about it, how long... you said you needed to prepare some things. How much time do you think you'll need?
That's out of my domain. You guys who are shipcraft.
Oh.
Gosh.
How much do we need for shipcraft?
I do
don't
not remember
I don't-
what we
I don't know
said
about
for
that stuff.
shipcraft.
I think it was 2 weeks.
So DM notes. Let me look up on Karik's sheet, I think is where I left it. The Strangers. Karik. Did I leave it there, or was it just research? Okay, to the DMs.
Pretty soon you're just going to have to strike out the strangers and put the wins.
Yes.
I believe we've completed our research, but we need to actually do the construction.
Yes.
Yes, that is the thing we're waiting for.
Okay,
is the
yes.
actual modifications.
Thanks to the assembly apparatus, Milos has construction will go quickly, but it'll take you a week to construct the more arcane things in nature once you have the other supplies ready.
Okay, even with all of us?
Yeah, the 3 of you working together specifically is what I listed for a week of downtime for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll need a week.
I see.
After we get the water wheel.
You know, I'm very hopeful about this. Now that I've met you all, I've got a better feeling than I did before. And, well, as careful as I pretend to be, I'm quite impulsive, so...
Same.
Let's just assume you'll be successful here. Let's assume I'll be contacting First Mate Matsuya. Let's assume I contact her ahead of time. What if she were able to bring a vessel here? An airship. What if you all went to the top of the tower, destroyed it from the inside there, jumped to her ship and flied away? Is that a bit too dramatic? I feel like that would be awesome. That would definitely send a message.
I
That
love that.
That
It would
sounds
certainly
kick
be.
ass.
I agree.
really, you really brought something to the table here, friend.
That sounds like as good a way to die.
You can
as
see, like, after he said it, Damien's gotten, like, really hyped up about it. Like, he's kind of getting jittery and, like...
All the gears are turning. No offense.
Oh man.
In old Eli's head, like, oh my god, this is gonna be a perfect song. I just know it.
This could be incredible. We'd have to... Oh, I'll contact her as soon as I can, if you'll agree to this plan, of course. And she'll have to disguise a vessel of some form so that it wouldn't be recognized as her.
If it's a small vessel that can go a small, like... Well, I assume Larendar doesn't do all over the table business. I'm sure they have a small stealth vessel, perhaps.
No.
Well,
No great house is entirely reputable.
you're not incorrect there.
God
There's been
damn.
some rumors about some more recent developments in smaller aircraft, especially. We've been testing them.
Yeah,
Plus-
one's about to get stolen.
Shh!
I mean, if it could be allocated
We've
off the books.
yes, we've. It would be difficult to get it off the books, considering how new they are. But so many airships so far have been built either for war or for mass transport and cargo, or
Well, is reconnaissance not part of war?
this is true, but honestly, most of the time, if there was expensive reconnaissance to be done, there was just magic involved to teleport someone where they needed to be. The most common
fair.
use for the larger airships was just mass troop transport. But now that the war is over and there's peace, and the peace appears to be holding well enough,
If we have anything to
yeah,
say
not
about
if we
it.
have anything to say about it. Agreed. There are rich folk looking to use them as more of
Invest.
luxury vessels. Not so much for stealth, but this is something to think about. It would be tricky to get a smaller one such as that without it being noticed or without it being recognizable, but we could try something of that nature.
I mean, as long as there might be strings, but as long as it can be mostly unnoticed by most of the city, then it's fine. It only has to not make impact here. We can deal with other consequences, no?
This
As he
bond-
turns to the rest of the group for comment.
Now, sorry to butt in again.
Yes?
You don't all happen to have a great deal of money, do you? I know you're quite powerful.
would you believe
Great deal.
we have
Nakara
had-
turns out his pockets. I personally.
Oh, don't even look at him.
I'm thinking, these vessels are intended to be more of a personal nature for those of the very rich to buy for their own uses, and not so much tied to any house or country.
Oh my god.
It may make sense if you just purchased one, then it wouldn't come back on House Larendar as hard.
Very true, very true.
How much do
How
those
much
cost?
are one of these?
Well, I'm curious as well. Well, honestly, I have no idea. I've mostly dealt with the ships that dock here, the galleons, not so much the airships. Which I understand we had some business about that. Did we not, Carrick? I put in that order for you to pick up when you were ready.
Wonderful.
But
I'm sorry, which order?
For the water wheel and the water elemental.
Oh, yes, right.
yes, but well, now that I think about it, what if instead of a water elemental, you go for a fire elemental. What if we make that... What if we make whatever you're creating? I don't even know, all you asked me was for the materials. What if you make an airship instead of a boat? Might take more time. I don't know how prepared you are for that.
What would happen to the horses? Eli
We
says,
wouldn't need them, is the
They would be in
answer.
much better hands than ours.
Yeah.
You do
There's
y'all
this
do
farm
make a really good
upstate.
point.
You have a bit of a history with horses, then?
We require 8 for our wagon.
I see.
And they don't always survive.
We
Oh.
are attacked on the road a lot. And
Casually.
That is
Oh,
quite
boy.
unfortunate.
Horses.
Well,
No,
my
they
apologies.
never make it.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's
Uh,
okay.
Joss will turn and look at the 2 artificers. If we are flying from here on out, we cannot bring the Titans, no?
Oh shit.
Perhaps we
could increase the
can
capacity.
sell them.
Or
Or
break them
quite-
down for parts.
We'll sell them for the money to make this purchase. To make this look official, yes?
How much do you think they'd sell for? And can you design an airship?
Leftover war machines? We could probably get maybe Orion to buy them off us.
Let me see what Matsuya says. I wonder if she'll
As
be
a
able to get us
follow-up.
materials and or blueprints.
One more thing.
Yes.
Taking down the tower. Good idea. You will need
Thank you.
more.
Okay.
The silver flame in the city will not sit by idly. You will need to take out them at the same time. My friends mentioned seem to be a kind of rebellious group in the area. If they could coordinate and take out the silver flame at the same time as the tower goes down, you'd be in control of the city, yes?
That would certainly send an even bigger message, yes.
Otherwise, they will attempt to strike back immediately.
You're probably right on that. Maybe I've been a bit too optimistic. That's... well...
Not too optimistic. Just a little more planning is needed.
That makes a lot of sense. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. That's good. I'll see if our people will be willing to do that. I'm sure there are many of them willing to rise up at a moment's notice. Take their first excuse to start attacking, but... I suppose... He kind of looks down a bit. I suppose I've been... trying to leave them out of it as much as I can, for their own sake. But I think you're right. We may need to rely on them.
We need a full-scale rebellion here. This is going to work.
Yes.
We can try and kill it, but if we don't pull it from the root, it's not going to work.
I agree.
Besides, this is their home, yes? I do not think they want to be left out.
That's a very good point.
Sight of it.
Thank you.
Otherwise,
the
this could be
sight of a
painted as...
decapitated tower will do a lot, but I agree. There needs to be more.
It's simple, a declaration, yes, but also we need to take the strength of arms out of the silver flame, the guards.
I also think it's very important the people are involved. Otherwise, it's very hard to conceal our involvement.
Perhaps I should
Yes.
wear a helmet for once.
Yes, it would more just look like a terrorist attack on our part than a rebellion.
Yes. We might be forcing the issue, but...
That gives me an idea.
Oh, a terrorist attack.
Well, just the idea of people,
Freedom
more
fighter.
people being involved.
Oh,
Trying to cover up our tracks a bit more. What if an airship is set to land here, and then it is stolen?
And then it crashes.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh yes! Into the tower! Brilliant idea!
not 9/11 this. Holy shit.
Yeah, I really don't want to
Not
fucking.
again.
We're like passage, but oh my god.
Guys,
We just have the same plan for
Guys.
everything. Everything is the
We-
same. There
we
is
also-
no escape.
Everyone at once just goes, no, no.
Holy shit.
Just quietly from the
never
back.
forward.
Please, not again. Please.
Just crouching on the ground.
I don't want to fight Phoenix. That
Oh,
power that shit. Not again.
All right,
terrible.
wait. But what was Damien's actual idea before jokes?
No, that was pretty much the idea. Just
Oh.
if we're going to have an airship be involved, then perhaps it should have, the history of that airship recently should say that it is stolen. That way it'll be not tied back to Lorendar directly. Perhaps it doesn't need to be here. Perhaps it could be stolen from Stormhome. Perhaps that can be Matsuya's job.
Smart.
Finger
Smart.
Yes.
Steel, yes.
Inside
Perhaps-
jobs, all that.
I'll send some of my people from here up north. To just make the record even more straight.
Sheffield.
Actually, that would be wonderful. You'd need
I have a
time to get
question.
them in position.
I have a question regarding Matsuya.
Yes.
Is she too a follower of the Traveler like us?
Very good question indeed. Yes, she is.
Hmm.
Thankfully.
Wonderful.
Eli kind of raises an eyebrow, but then just like stays quiet and just like shifty eyes at Leroy, like,
Nakarath pings you. Don't worry about it. They're not that bad.
Wait, does Eli still not know we're following
No,
the
that was
Traveler?
never explained.
No.
We kind of glossed over that in favor of the dragon prophecy.
Yes.
We're just
One never
bullying
came up.
Eli into becoming
Eli's just
chaotic.
like sitting there, like, what the fuck is going on?
Every-
We're definitely not a cult. We're just heroes trying to fulfill a prophecy.
Excuse me, we were all gathered by the traveler. Thank you.
Every time
Crash
you guys have,
planes into buildings.
every time
Every
you guys
time
have
you guys
ordered a
do
crossbones, Eli's just been like, yeah, it's just a drink, whatever. That makes sense.
We will explain that the winds of change will be very apt.
Hey, Eli, you don't drink. Why do you keep ordering that? Or Leroy, rather.
I still
like
do not
how it
know how
looks.
I feel about the
Passionate about
Traveler.
latte art.
Well,
He seems so dodgy.
I think we've got the beginnings of a plan here, but you're going to be here for a week or so, right? If more?
Mhm.
Well,
Seems
perhaps
that way.
we'll see what Matsuya says. We'll see if she can perhaps smuggle some things to us. Maybe you'll be getting an airship, not a boat. Well, we can only hope. That would make for a much better getaway, I would think.
Oh,
think
but
that's our goal.
speaking of airships, what is the actual carrying capacity of? Because we might not have to jettison our mechanical
Well, depends on the
packages.
size, I suppose. If you're crafting your own, that may be something that you can determine. But, I mean, the
Well,
larger galleons tend to hold, dozens of thousands of pounds.
I'm sorry, were we conspiring to turn the cart into an airship?
Yes.
We
I have-
build one.
I have no idea what you're creating, but you've requested some key materials in creating an elemental galleon, so I only assumed.
To answer Kieran, yes, Jordan is suggesting we turn instead of it into a waterborne vehicle, an airborne vehicle.
Oh man, the magic fool
Which I am all for.
Oh my god.
Wow.
It is now.
What if we attached like a siege staff to it? And
Who knows where you could go with it?
AC 130 style.
I want to do the water wheel and the flying
to
so that
be-
we can just
to be-
straight up magic school bus all the time.
To be
Sorry.
clear, the wind of wheel and water, the wheel of wind and water. God damn it, I had a stroke. It works for both. It is just generally what you use on an elemental vehicle, and then
Oh, okay.
the rest of the magic that is enchanted into the vehicle and the elemental that is chosen for it determines what it does.
can you have multiple elementals and just swap between them, or
Oh, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Let's do it.
That is not something I have ever tried, but I'd love to see it if it happened to work.
I mean, we have multiple artificers. If there's anyone that's going to invent this shit, it's going to be us.
True. I'm just thinking of what happened in the Bartimaeus books when that was invented.
Can you imagine?
I don't know what that is, but all I'm feeling is that we need a very strong safe to store the ones that we're not using.
Can you?
Yeah,
Bought two
maybe.
elementals before.
Can you imagine-
Yeah, right?
If you activated both, would they start fighting?
Probably.
I wonder how much
Also
power you
true.
could generate from that. I bet you'd go very
I
fast.
don't think I want to find out.
Maybe not if they're in different containment zones.
Well, consider me curious.
Oh, great.
I thought you were Damien.
Milo!
Fuck you.
What a note.
I like-
Duke. Whatever.
I like you too. What's your name?
Ooh.
Who's that directed at?
Milos.
Who is that?
Oh,
Okay.
Milos.
I see. And pardon me, we've been discussing for quite a while, but I only know you by the name The Strangers. I know Karak, I know Milos now.
I am Nikareth.
I am Drost.
My name's Eli. Eli, E-I-O.
Number of syllables in that name.
Plus the fact that you say it like Bond, James Bond, like, to make it E-I-E-I-O.
So we'll assume you guys...
It's like, it kills me.
Hey, you gotta admit,
Yeah,
my
I'll be more along
charisma's
the
pretty
lines
high.
of
That means I'm
James
probably
Bond.
pretty popular with the ladies.
Okay. We'll assume, for the sake of time, you guys go through introductions. You all know each other's names now.
I guess it's easy to make them scream your name.
God damn it.
Oh no!
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
no, that is not PG, Sakara. That's not PG.
Was this campaign PG?
Was it? I don't think so.
Anyways,
No, because we've got a lot of 9/11 jokes in the last, 5 minutes.
God damn it. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to wrap things up here, god damn it.
I'm sorry. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
we've got a lot to think about. And I've got a lot of things to say to Matsuya and a lot of things to get back, and shall we meet here again sometime?
Cool, let's
Or
say
shall we
the
pick
week-
a more convenient spot? I'm not certain that this is always going to be the best, but we can be certain that, well, at least I'm fairly certain that the Silver Flame won't touch us here.
Be good to have an option within the city too. Maybe we can figure something out.
How likely do you believe that they would deal with? Well, can you step into the Orient chapter house to meet with us?
Oh. They would probably very much appreciate it if I didn't.
Okay.
I would not be... I'd recommend against it.
Yes,
All right,
we do not
it
need
was
to push
just
our
a thought.
buttons that much. We will.
There's been a lot
I'm
of
simply unaccustomed to the.
There's been a lot of tension between our houses recently. You know, there's the
Yes.
whole deal in
we
Passage
are
I heard
very
about.
aware.
It was insane. I can't believe that somebody would do that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely crazy.
that would be terrible.
Well, anyways, I suppose we'll contact each other soon. Do any of you happen to have a way to contact me magically? That would be the most convenient.
I do.
Oh, perfect. Well, just pass things along to me if you have any more information or you determine a new meeting place and we'll work things out from there. I do have a bit of magic myself, but unfortunately nothing of that caliber. So, to the winds of change, shall we meet again soon?
Indeed.
He,
Winds of change.
he snaps his fingers, and the wind in the center of the platform starts swirling up again, and he kind of gestures to it and says, "And may the traveler be at your side always."
And also with you.
No, no, you don't need to do that.
Oh,
I-
perfect note.
Yes, well, thank you.
Just imagine
Eli's like staring off into space like, I have no idea what I said to him, but okay.
So that's where we'll call things for tonight, and we'll pick up from there next time.
All right, beautiful.
Woo.
Thank you.